The White House has objected to the tweeting of a selfie snapped by a member of a leading baseball team, which included President Obama in the picture. The White House said the president's image should not be used for commercial gain. Mike Lewis is an expert in this relatively new field and is the author of Standout Social Marketing. Mike joins me now from Boston. We're talking about David Ortiz, the MLB slugger, and we're pretty certain now that he's been paid, or he was paid, to take the selfie, because apparently as he took it, he said, "Ka-ching." Are we convinced about the fact that he was paid?
I'm not sure he was paid, Adnan. At the end of the day, the Red Sox say cha-ching a lot in the locker room. But what I will say is product placement is a very common thing in marketing. And if Samsung was able to get David Ortiz to take a picture with a Samsung camera, I think it's a pretty good idea.
What do Americans make of the controversy as far as Jay Carney, the spokesman of the White House, saying that this is unacceptable?
I'm not sure they think much of it. I mean, at the end of the day, you had the the Oscars with the most popular retweeted photo that Ellen DeGeneres took. That was a Samsung product placement, and you had someone getting, you had the most popular baseball player in America standing with the leader of the free world, and it was a great opportunity for a selfie. I think David Ortiz did the right thing. I'm proud of what he did. I don't think there's anything wrong with it, and I think, the White House is getting a little bit ahead of themselves on it.
How much do you think the president himself might be upset? Because he's very tech savvy. He even tweets himself, doesn't he? When on his official account, when he writes BO, it means that Barack Obama himself has actually typed that tweet out.
But that's a great point. I mean, at the end of the day, Barack Obama knows technology. So it's not a surprise to him. So when David Ortiz pulled out the camera, just like I have here, and I'm going to take one of us. I hope you don't mind.
No, absolutely. Please. It would be a pleasure.
I don't have many chances to be on BBC, so I'm going to take my own here. But, Barack Obama pulled out the camera. He took a picture. He did a selfie. He actually said, "Oh, you want to take a selfie to Big Papi?" And, they did it. He knew exactly what he was doing. I don't think there's any surprise in it from any. This is the White House trying to backtrack and say, we don't like the fact that Samsung did some product placement. There really isn't a controversy in the U.S., especially not in Boston, where the Red Sox are getting their rings tomorrow. So for their World Series win last year. So I don't think there's much of a controversy here at all.
Mike, tell us about the contest between Samsung smartphones and Apple smartphones. Which one is winning?
You're asking the wrong guy. I'm an Apple guy. I'm an Apple guy. Let me show you the back of this too. It says Red Sox World Series champions 2013. So you're talking probably to the wrong guy about who's winning. But in my opinion, Apple is still leading the way. I think Samsung's made great progress. Now, don't get me wrong. And I think what they've done from a marketing perspective, not to quote the title of my book, but has been absolutely stand out. They've done an unbelievable job at getting the word out about what Samsung is and how they're doing a great, how they're trying to beat Apple. But at the end of the day, man, I'm an Apple guy at the core, no pun intended.
Mike, we really appreciate the time. That's Mike Lewis joining us from Boston. Thanks a lot.
Thanks, Adnan. I appreciate it, man.
Well, earlier we prepared some sort of masterclass on how to take the perfect selfie, we believe, because apparently there are some rules. You need to have a decent background, you need to have good lighting, you need to look as natural as possible, although that is me just after having been made up by Helen, our makeup lady. There's my no makeup selfie, and you have to watch out for photo bombers, apparently. And you know what? According to some sources, selfie is not a particularly new term. According to some, it was coined in 2005 to take this very particular type of photograph. In other words, not using a tripod or a great camera or anything, but just to take a very informal shot. And that's the team that's on tonight, responsible for these bulletins that you're watching.